More now, I'm joined by Graham Ong-Webb in Singapore. Thanks for speaking to us, Graham. So, President Trump is at least attempting to reassure Kim Jongun that he wouldn't face the fate of Muammar Gaddafi. I mean, how is that resonating in North Korea?
I believe that the North Koreans are still remain unconvinced by President Trump's statements. Once you say something, it's very difficult to take it back. And when John Bolton mentioned Libya and the Libyan model at that, it left a very poor aftertaste in the mouths of North Korean officials. And it's very difficult to shake this one off. So I think that President Trump going forward and his administration will have to repeat this position that he's made today to reassure the North Korean delegation that they should proceed with the 12th of June summit.
Well, they can try to reiterate those reassurances, but seeing how the U.S. can change its mind on some major commitments, as we've seen in the past month or so, how and why would North Korea actually trust whatever reiteration of assurances Trump gives?
Well, actually, I think this brings us back to the question as to why does Mr. Kim Jong-un want this summit so badly, and he does. And the fact of the matter is that for Mr. Kim Jong-un, as I've argued elsewhere, for him, the mission behind this summit is about shaking hands with the leader of the world's sole superpower, the United States, which will bring a lot of cachet for Mr. Kim back at home in terms of his legitimacy with his own people, consolidating his position as the supreme leader of his country. And it's taken the last few years to work towards that. I mean, it wasn't an easy feat for Mr. Kim, and it's easy to lose sight of that it wasn't handed to him on a silver platter, as one might think, and he's had to work his way up, weeding out his adversaries within his administration, building relationships with the Chinese and with the South Koreans, at least this year, and now shaking hands with President Trump is the key objective for him. Never mind if no constructive outcomes can be had from the summit, at least from the first meeting.
Okay, but your instinct is essentially telling you that this meeting will happen?
Yes, I think it will. I'm in alignment with Mr. President Trump in saying that, as he believes, that the summit will happen. And I think a lot of observers would concur with me that it will take a lot to derail the summit from happening. I think both sides, notwithstanding the showmanship and the brinkmanship that we're seeing right now, at least in terms of rhetoric, both sides want this summit to happen for maybe slightly different reasons, but nevertheless, they need to meet, and they know that it's important for various reasons, either because it may be the best possible way of breaking the impasse we've faced over the last few years, and not the last few decades, and for Mr. Kim Jong-un, once again, it's about building his legitimacy with his own people for the long haul in terms of his leadership over his country.
Okay, Graham Ong-Webb joining us live there from Singapore. Thanks so much for that.